Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 287 of a year of change. Today is the end of our week once again. And a couple of things happened this week that kind of didn't really throw a wrench into things, but could have. Number one, I know it's kind of weird doing this now because in hindsight, I kind of wish I had started this back in January so that it would make sense as we're going through the year. But I started this in March, so I'm a couple months behind. But Christmas and New Year's and all this stuff has just ended. So this is where we stand now. And this year, I didn't do any New Year's resolutions or anything like that. Because, I'm just going to continue on with what I'm doing. It's so easy for us to get into that, oh, well, this year I'm going to do this. I want to make big changes. And it's sort of a running joke. Everyone makes the New Year's resolutions and no one really follows through on them. So I just want to keep doing what we've been doing and hopefully get to where I need to be. So looking at my timeline, I have another 9 months to get to where I want to be, which will be interesting to see. But this weekend, actually, now that the holidays are all over, I had made it through Christmas holidays just fine. No problems whatsoever. Actually had lost 0.2 pounds. New Year's Eve, not so much. New Year's Eve, I went way. Well, actually, New Year's Day. Even New Year's Eve wasn't all that bad. I did go over on a little bit on New Year's Eve. And then New Year's Day, yesterday I ate terribly all day. Just really had, what did I have? I think pasta for breakfast and then muffins throughout the day. And obviously went way over, ate horribly, didn't pay attention to anything that I was doing. So that day is just a wash. So I'll be curious to see where my weigh-in is tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be good. But I did weigh myself on New Year's Day and very happy that I started the year with, being past my halfway point. So I'm under 250 pounds at the beginning of the year. So it gives me a nice starting point. Again, it's kind of weird to sort of be doing this now because if you started this in the new year, then you're in September. But, well, depending on when you're watching it, and unless you've actually started this on the day that I started it, then this won't make any sense. Anyway. Earlier on this week, actually, I had a bit of a scare that, sort of a bit of a concern. Got up in the morning, got everything all set to go, and did my little routine, and my treadmill was not working. And, of course, I had a little bit of a panic because it's sort of become part of the routine, which I didn't do yesterday or the day before. So, no. I did do the day before. I didn't do it Friday. I did it Thursday. I didn't do it Friday. Anyway, so nothing was working. It wasn't turning on. I tried different plugs, everything else. And then I realized that it was just because I've got it plugged into a power bar. So it's sort of like just that extra little bit of surge protection there. So I thought, good enough. I'm going to test that. It's the power bar. Treadmill's still working, so I'm okay. So I was able to get an extension cord or run it into another room and all the other stuff. So I've got to work on that. I got to get another power cord or surge protector. I don't want to get plugged right into the wall. But it sort of got me thinking, what do I do when this eventually breaks down? And I know people generally have them for years, but it's just an eventuality I need to plan for. So I think at that point where, I'm to a point now that it wouldn't be bad for me to go outside. I'm kind of hoping it lasts through the winter, though, because it'd be much easier to do it inside than it would be to go outside during the winter. I do see some people that are running back and forth in the wintertime, but I've also seen a lot of people fall while they're running in the wintertime. And by the way, if you're running in the winter, don't wear like the little spandexy things. There's no way you're warm. And I understand that you're probably generating a lot of heat while you're running, but it looks weird. It just looks at a place. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they're just saying, no, this is what you need to wear so that you can your body can breathe and you don't get overheated. It probably would be, a little easier running in the cold than it would be in the heat, like in the summertime. But I'm never going to be wearing spandex, just so you know. We talked about the loose skin and everything else, and that's not going to look good. It's like stuffing wet pizza dough into a fanny pack. So, yeah, spandex is not in my future. We're going to leave that where it is. But for the end of this week, I don't know what my weigh-in is going to end up being. I had maintained pretty much throughout the week anyway. I keep doing these little sneak peeks, and I really shouldn't be. But my eating habits has sort of fallen by the wayside on Friday because I thought, you know what, it's New Year's Eve. I haven't had a day where I really sort of let go. Didn't eat horribly, but alcohol has a lot of calories in it, and I know that that's put me way over than the muffin thing, which is terrible. So muffins are done. We're done with the muffins. Everything is good there. So starting today, I actually haven't had breakfast yet, which I really should. I had a handful of grapes, but I'm going to have some proper breakfast and do my treadmill and all the other good stuff and back on track. Having 2 days, well, is it 2 days? Yeah, I suppose. Well, no, because, today is Saturday. So Friday was bad. Thursday I did okay, so it was just one day. It was all day yesterday. That was really bad. I didn't even do my treadmill yesterday. So one day is not bad. Although Thursday, anyway, went a little bit over. But that's pretty much it for this week. Not a lot has happened. I don't think we've really been paying much attention to progress over the holidays. It's really difficult to try to do that when you're in the middle of everything else. It's a little bit easier for me because I don't really go out and travel and go visit these people and that people and go have dinner parties and office parties and everything else. So if you have done that and you're sort of at the stage now where you're thinking, I got to get back into it, then it's a good time. So, and this, again, depending on when you're watching this might be in the middle of August for you. Just something to think about beforehand, or if you're watching this way after, then something to think afterwards for the next holiday that's coming up. During the holidays, we always end up, at some point going over one way or the other, or just sort of falling off the wagon. But it doesn't mean that we're done. It just means that we fell off the wagon. So we can get back on, keep going, and travel onward like a long, overextended metaphor. This is a horrible metaphor, isn't it? Because when we've said it before, that when we have a day where we say if you binge or something during the day, it doesn't mean that your diet is done. It doesn't mean that your exercise is done. It doesn't mean that all the changes that you've made over the past few months are done. It just means you had a bad day. So pick up where you left off starting today. You should be good to go. If you're in the middle of one today and you've already done your binge and you're like, well, I've already gone 500 calories over. I might as well go over another 2,000. Just remember that the 500 is still going to be better than the 2,000. So if you're at a stage now, just say, okay, you know what? I had my moment. Things are good. I'm going to pick up starting now and go from there. Which is sort of the reason why I haven't done the New Year's resolution thing. There's nothing I really want to, there's a lot of stuff that I need to change, obviously, that I want to say, this year I'm going to do this, and this year I'm going to do that. But I started last year, and I still want to stay focused on this. I want to keep going. And say, you know what, I still want to get down to 175. And I don't know if it's going to take me another 9 months or another year or another year and a half. It's, but it's something that I'm still reaching towards. It's something that I still want to get to. And I don't think just sort of reiterating that, on a day and going, this is the year I'm definitely going to do it, is really going to help. I think sticking with what we've been doing, the exercise, the dieting, eating properly, I hate using that dieting because it's, you know what I mean? It's our diet. It's our nutritional diet or our daily diet, whatever you want to call it. It's not an actual diet. But eating properly, regular exercise, not binging, not going over, having a couple days here and there when things go tits up, that's fine. But, do our best to sort of stay on target. So I am going to try to cut this down a little bit short because we are, we're close because I've had another person tell me this is way too long. Hello again. And I know these are too long. And I start talking about one thing and then I deviate on to another thing. And then I lose my train of thought and then I start babbling and then I start repeating myself. And I could cut these way back by editing a lot of stuff. And I've said this many times before, but I really don't want to start chopping stuff up and editing it. I just like the idea of being able to sit down and babble on for a little bit. Problem is that it's going on for a little too long. People have discussed it with me. Well, they've told me. I really had a discussion, but they have told me. So, and I had mentioned as well on my FitnessPal, yesterday during the video about the shrimp and, Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. When I was talking about the shrimp and creamy mushroom soup and everything else. And they were saying, no, you can't have that because there's lots of salt and there's too much sugar and there's high cholesterol and there's all sorts of bad things. We know all this. We know the good. We know the bad. We've sort of covered all that stuff before. But there's no way that, unless you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to go full vegan and, have organic food and all the other stuff that goes along with it, if we're going to maintain what we're trying to do, and it's been working, we need to be realistic and say, you know what, we're going to have meals that are not health foods from time to time. It's still okay. Having, an order of shrimp is not going to kill you. Our problem was we were having 10 orders of deep fried shrimp every day for every meal, and that was our problem. So being able to, have some shitty food once in a while, it's not going to make or break us. Overall, throughout the run of a month, we're eating very healthy. We're having, low fat, low sodium, low sugar. We're trying to keep everything in balance. So every once in a while, you can say, you know what, I'm going to go for a burger, or I'm going to have, shrimp with cream of mushroom soup, whatever it is. You can have one of those bad meals. And it's not really a cheat meal because we're still staying below our calories for the day. We're still overall trying to keep that balance between the carbs and the fat and the protein and everything else. We're still watching everything, but every once in a while, we're still going to have something like that. Because to be realistic, we aren't going to be able to go through our entire lives and never have something good again. Because it's been such a huge part of our life in the past that just to be able to say, no, I'm done. I'm never ever having anything good ever again. It's not realistic. And that's what we've tried to do before, and we've broken, and then we backslide and we feel bad, and so we eat more and everything else. So while we aren't having fries for every meal anymore, if you decide that you're going to do that, then just be accountable for it. I actually was going to do that this weekend. I thought, you know what, I want to buy some fries, and I didn't. I ended up buying muffins instead, which are probably worse actually in the long run. There's probably a lot more fat in them. But no, in my head I had an idea. I thought I'm going to get fries, and then I wanted this, and I wanted that, and everything else. And I was halfway through and decided, I'm going to put half my shopping back because it's stuff I simply do not need. Should have put the muffins back as well. But the rest of the stuff was, fruits and stuff like that. So everything else was okay. It was just the muffins were bad. But you gotta have one good thing once in a while. I'm thinking, you know what? It's Christmas and New Year's, everything all bundled into one. This is not an excuse, by the way. I just want to justify it to myself, and hopefully you'll fall for it. That, you know what? I can have muffins. It's okay. It's New Year's. The holidays are over though now. So we need to pick up where we left off, continue on where we're going. We've got another few weeks left to go, and still work on our exercise and keep our diet where it needs to be, and not really get back on the path, but focus a little more on our path instead of sort of being distracted by the holidays. But other than that, I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video.